All right. Okay, we're back at Manitou for another smoke session. I was gonna go into Seattle tonight to hang out with some friends, but I was just feeling weird and a little bit off, and my brain started coming up with all these reasons that I could potentially say to them for why I'm thinking about bailing. And that included, hey, I'm feeling sick. Hey, I had something come up that I have to do, or lying about what that could be. And I started imagining their responses to what I would potentially say is why I can't hang out now. And I started imagining them saying it to each other. And then it was so funny to be like, what if I actually just told them exactly what's going on? Because I don't even know why I'm feeling weird. I don't know why I'm feeling weird, but I can see that my brain doesn't think that that's a valid excuse. Not that I even need an excuse, you know? But it's also so funny that I immediately jump to, oh, they're going to be talking shit about me now. Like, two of my best friends now I think are going to just, hate me. And even though they literally want to hang out with me, like, the reason they would be upset is because they want to hang out. And, of course, my brain isn't even remotely giving them the chance to want to hang out, or want me to feel better. You know, not once did my brain think like, oh, maybe they'll just be like, oh, no worries. You know, it is ego, you know. It is me being like, they're going to be so upset with me. Which only would be the case if they really liked me, you know. But anyway, yeah, so I just realized, I was like, dude, what if I just fucking tell them? I don't have to have a perfectly fleshed out excuse. I don't have to have everything figured out. I don't have to have a reason that my brain is satisfied with in terms of what their brains will be satisfied with, in terms of what is reasonable, you know? And it's funny because I remember a friend of mine, actually it might have been one of these guys, showing me some texts with another guy who basically kept bailing. Oh no, it was a different friend. But well, thank God I clarified. Everyone was going to be pissed. Basically, my friend showed me this sequence of texts with another guy who like is apparently known for bailing, and he was like showing me like all the extravagant excuses that he would come up with for why he had to bail. And I was looking at this and I was like, yeah, it's such a funny thing when you can see, you know, inauthenticity. Like, I think we just have as humans, we just have a radar for it and a radar for authenticity. And that's why when I sent that message to my friends, I literally just said to them, hey, I woke up today feeling a bit weird, still feeling off, not sure if I feel up to go into Seattle tonight. We'll let you know if that changes. I didn't even say sorry. Because why am I sorry for me feeling weird? Also, our friendship is not contingent on me apologizing. But anyway, it was like seeing this guy like write out all these excuses, like long, multiple things, you know. It's you can see the sort of torturous, you know, aspect of your mind where, you know, there's never really an end to the number of things that you could say about why you can't do a thing. And if you're coming from a place of thinking that you need to justify instead of just telling the truth, you know, that's a never-ending pit, never-ending hole. And man, the truth really just sets you free. Because it allows you to speak without having to, make shit up. And, oh, I just took a video and that stopped the recording, and that's okay. Yeah, it allows you to just share what's happening without having to spend any mental energy trying to figure out if what you're going to say is happening is enough. Which is it's such a huge surplus of energy when you no longer need to preemptively evaluate whether the truth is enough in the hypothetical eyes of other people. Like, that is a crazy task to put your brain on, and it's not something that you have to continue to do, even if you've been doing it forever. And so just now, just sending that felt really good. It felt very freeing, and I just get to let the responses be what they are. And even if I know they're not going to be happy about it, which I do, that's still not a reason to try to sugarcoat the reality of the situation, which is, I'm not sure if I want to hang out tonight. Not because I never want to hang out again. You're not responsible for managing reality's response to your truth. You're not responsible for managing reality in any capacity. And it's amazing how often reality takes care of itself. Even the times that you think you're managing it correctly, it's really an illusion. Because even if you never did a thing again, reality would still be everything it is. So anyway, all is well, and we'll smoke and feel it out. So, my intentions for this smoke, my brain's like, should you pause here and then would it be embarrassing to share intentions? Why would that be embarrassing? Once again, managing reactions, managing people's responses. Oh, I'm recording audio for this, so what if I better make it so that not a single thing I say could be perceived as weird? Why? Yeah, I like to set intentions before I do drugs. Isn't that so strange? I like doing this because it feels like well, maybe this is me trying to manage reality again. I don't know. Well, even if it is, it's coming from a place of appreciation rather than compulsiveness. Or, Debbie! What are the odds? I guess kinda high. Hang on, let me take a photo of you. It's so funny, my mom is walking Jack. Come on down. Hi, Jack. Hi, Jackie boy. Hello, Mr. Doggy. Hello, puppy dog. Woof. Woof. Jackson. Good timing. I know. It is. Hi, Jack. You can come down there. Yeah. That's so funny. My mom just ran into my mom. Liz is walking the dog. As she is walking the dog. And no attachment, too, right? I don't have to like, oh, hurry, quick, smoke. What is the rush? It's sunset, hurry! I do sort of enforce this unnecessary rush. I like smoking in the daylight, because then you can look around and look at stuff, and it's pretty. Oh! So anyway, yeah, it's intending with gratitude, with appreciation. It's guiding reality with gratitude instead of trying to just cut off, and I don't know where it cut off at, but that's okay. My mom's letting Jack off the leash. He's gonna run. Let's get him. Jackie! Boy! Jackson! Hello! Hey, dog! Hey, boy! Hey, Jack! Oh, jumping Jack! Hi, doggy! Hello! Oh, how fun! How fun! Off leash, Jack! Off leash, Jack! Yeah! Oh, what a life! Oh, what a life, Mr. Dog! Oh, puppy dog! Hello, hello, hello. How are you? How are you, Jackie? Oh, how fun, how fun. You want to go run? You want to go run to Mom? You want to go run to Mom? Go get her! Go get her! My brain's like, this isn't an entertaining recording. Hurry! Pause it, pause it. Yeah, dude. All of the people that listen to this are just going to absolutely hate listening to you interact with your dog. Hey, Jack. Go get her, Jack. Go get her. Go get her, Jack. Go get her. Go get her. Jack. Very good, very good. Jackie! Jackie! Jack! Speed dog. Woof. Come here, Jack. Come here, dog. Hey. Hey, woof. You want this stick? Come here, Jack. My brain's having an absolute heyday right now. It literally wants to say, hey, everybody, your regular scheduled programming will return in a second. Come here, Jack. Jackie. Look. Oh, yeah. Sure is. You found my smoke spot.
Nice what?
This is where I come.
Oh.
When it's low tide.
I walked along the road, but yeah, no, it's great. I was going to think the kids, and I thought I'm going to get there too late. But
Yeah.
So we did. I don't know if you know that road. If you come past Bay Hay and don't go left up Sunrise and don't go right, just keep going down
Yeah.
towards the water.
Yeah.
And you take that first road on the left
Yeah.
with the log.
Yeah.
And you end up down that big hill and you can come all the way along the all the way along the beach, really.
That's great.
Do you know where I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do. I think I've been there.
Steep thing, and then it says no trespassing, but I always walk on.
Nah, it's alright. Bainbridge.
Yeah. It's great that it does a little run after that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your spot.
Yes, welcome.
One of the best ones.
I know.
I wonder if we could get a selfie, if not in the back.
Of course we can. Follow me. See what that is. Hey, Jackie! the snacks are gone? Jack!
It's just time, but start coming in
Oh,
now
yeah.
with the lower tide.
Yeah. Jack! Hey, Jack! Hey, what
It's a magnificent mountain.
Jumping Jack!
Yeah, boy. When he came pelting up, I backed him. I don't know what on the nose and
Oh. Yeah, he's alright. 4:44 on the clock.
is it really? Oh my gosh. Take a picture with that.
Yeah.
You can't get us
I don't know
somebody
how.
with that. Oh, look at that. Rebirth.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here's a pelican. I mean, a heron.
Yeah.
I always get those two words mixed up.
Oh, yeah. I just told Matt and Alex, I was like, yeah, feeling a bit weird. Not sure if I'm have the energy to come over to Seattle tonight, but I'll let you know. I literally just said that. And I was like, that is like so freeing. Because I was like thinking, oh, I could tell him I'm sick. I could tell him all this random shit. And then I was like, what would happen if I was just like, I don't know what I want to do yet. I know you want to make plans, and that's fine, and it's okay if you're upset with me for not, like, you know, being able to give you a definitive time, but I don't know what I want yet, so
Sounds great.
we'll be friends regardless.
Yes. Still plenty in the bank, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Has Matt got a girlfriend too?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But not a live-in one.
As of recently, yeah. They moved in together. Jackie! It was great timing.
And then when you called Debbie, because I hadn't seen that it was you, I thought, oh, who is that?
What are you doing, jumping Jack? Just standing upright. Nice. Enjoy.
Maybe a good time for you to do a sit. No?
Meditation sit?
Yeah. You know.
Maybe
Something
just at
about
home.
What the sort of psychic state that you're in now.
Mm.
Just given birth to a creation, and you're in a certain, it does mark a state of missing, like grieving or like withdrawal almost.
I think
And
it's...
you know, you've been in that state for, I mean, it's 18 months since the screening here in Linwood, and that whole summer was all film festivals.
Yeah.
And now the film is out there, and all the urgency and the deadlines and the meetings and decisions, it's all done. And so you're kind of in a state of just like you said, it's reached the ocean now, and it's just out there in a much deeper current. Well, no current. You know, it's just like in the greater realm of tides now.
Yeah.
And that you don't have anything to do really. Well, you do. You've got to have, you're changing state. You're literally going through a different state
Mm-hmm.
change, like an elemental change.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to do more stuff though. I don't really feel like sitting for 10 days.
Oh no, I see that. I just thought if you were. No, I mean then that's great. You're shifting. You know, you kind of. What's the word? Percolating.
Yeah.
Other stuff.
For sure.
You would love to scramble up there.
Rough.
Let's go, buddy. Come on, bud. See you later.
See you later. Look what popped up. Oh, let me get my glasses.
Paris.
Paris?
Paris.
Paris?
I love those shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Great.
Okay.
See you later.
Have fun.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for you too. Yeah, perfect timing.
That was just about when the tide changed.
Right. That's true. So anyway. My brain's like, dude, there's no way people will keep listening. Why? Isn't that not the same exact reflex as not letting my friends say, hope you feel better? It's like I'm talking about going live and streaming and all this stuff as if that's not part of it. Do you have to provide value at every second of your life in order to be worthy? Of course not. Capitalism tells you otherwise. Well, you get 2 days off, and then you need to work every fucking minute of your day. Otherwise, what? You're not a productive member of society. God forbid. Anywho, what was going on when this happened? Oh yeah, setting intentions. That's right. Yeah. I think because to me it feels like I'm like infusing the experience and just guiding it. In a loving way. And Jesus Christ, dude, let yourself have a break. I mean, this is probably part of why I don't post. I post so infrequently. Is because I have such a... It's not even like a high bar for what is enough, or enough value in a video, or like whatever. It's mostly just like it's like I'm thinking that people are not gonna like it. People are not gonna like me. They're gonna unfollow me. But the fact that I'm doing this with two of my fucking best friends, when it comes to not hanging out with them, it's like, dude, that's why it's like I feel like I want to post stories, but then I'm like, but what is the value in people seeing that I'm at the beach? I'm like, I don't fucking know, dude. Why can't it just be like every time you post, people like think about you, and because of the content that you make, and if they follow you, they almost definitely like you. And so can't that just be enough? When I look at like some of my favorite creators and I see that they post something like, oh, they're at dinner or whatever the fuck, I'm not like, you fucking dick, how dare you waste my time? I'm like, oh yeah, I like that person, and they eat food too. Funny to watch the hypocrisies in the brain that it's hardly ever thinks about. It's mainly just like one level of like what could be bad. And just a second ago it was, how am I going to tell my friends I'm not sure I want to hang out tonight? And now it's, are people going to shut off the thing because it. So that will be the guiding intention of this smoke, which is to just allow myself to be enough. And to allow reality to be what it is without you having to be in control of it. Without you having to fucking make sure that there isn't a single moment where somebody could be upset with you because of something that you did, or said, or didn't do, or didn't say. God, the potential of this energy. The potential for positivity with the energy used for overthinking is it's just completely infinite. I just had a thought, like at the beach, I can see Seattle right now, and I was thinking to myself, fuck, I can literally see where Matt and Alex live, and I'm like, that's not that far away. Are they gonna think that, God, he wouldn't even take the ferry over, which only takes 35 minutes and come over and whatever? It's like, dude, jeez. Let yourself live. Let yourself exist without having to manage existence. That's my intention. I don't even need anything to happen with this. Just appreciate, recognize what you already have. I mean, the fact that I'm stressing out while I'm about to smoke on the beach after my mom just ran into me with the dog, and like, life is incredible. And I'm like, but what if my friends are mad at me for not hanging out? I'm 30 years old. What am I, fucking 10? I was doing this at 10 years old, too. That's the fucking wild thing. Safe to let that all go, dude. I want to move into an era where I'm just thinking a little bit less about what people think about me, a little bit less concerned with people's opinions. It doesn't have to be dropping it all forever. And I don't have to worry about turning into a shitty person because I'm not considering what people think. It's all I've done for fucking 2 decades is just hypervigilance, making sure nobody's upset with me. It's okay. It's okay to let that go a little bit. Any energy allocated away from worry is a beneficial thing. So that's my intention. I don't know if it makes sense, but it made sense to me, and maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough. Shout out to the fucking Puget Sound and Mount Rainier and all the molecules in the air and the universe and shit. I am so grateful that this is my life, even if I forget how good it is sometimes. I'm grateful to remember. That's how you know I'm smoking. Quick, edit out the coughs. Don't cough. Pause the recording. Chet said, wow, holy shit, dude. I was about to start reading what Chat said to the last little bit that I recorded, and before I even started, I thought to myself, are people going to think that this is weird? Like, they're going to be like, dude, we're not signing up to listen to you talk to ChatGPT. Signing up for what? This isn't a sign up. I mean, you sign up, I guess, energetically. But, like, why can't what I'm doing be enough? There's so many things that people want me to do that I don't want to do. And yet, it feels like because it feels like me not wanting to do them for most of my life has not felt like enough of a reason to not do them. It's like it's more important to manage what they think about me, to make sure that they still like me, than it is to do what I know that what I want to do, which is not that. I have been... It's a crazy thing to realize. I have been prioritizing the opinions of other people above what I actually want and need and fucking want to share. I have been cutting off my creative expression because of what people might think about it, which is the craziest thing to do. It's not crazy at all from survival perspective, and you're like, oh, I could just as easily not subject myself to judgment. But that's just the cost of exposure. It's not even a cost, dude. It's not dangerous to you. Even if it was dangerous in the past, like it was for me, going to trial meant judgment. Judgment decided, the fate of whether or not I had to continue to be around the guy who molested me. Like, holy shit. So, okay, yeah. But that's not what's happening anymore. The brain and the nervous system are constantly scanning for things that resemble our past experiences, our traumas, trying to make sure that nothing like that happens ever again, which makes sense from a survival perspective, but makes absolutely no sense from the perspective of the reality that you're actually in right now, which is safe. If you're watching this video right now, you are almost definitely safe. Like, there's no direct threat to your existence in the way that there was when our nervous systems were developed over however many millions of years. That, my brain was like, how long have humans been around? Whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Nervous system, our fight or flight responses were developed when there were actual threats to our existence like tigers. That is not the case anymore. And yet we still have the same operating system. And we can work with it. We can, through our changing our perceptions of reality and recognizing that the threats that we've experienced in this lifetime, like the trial, will never happen again. That whole experience, I'll never get molested again. I can say no now and it's safe. I can stand up for myself. I don't have to answer any question. I don't have to that's what it is. It's like my truth was put on trial and dissected. And now I think that all these people, it's like that just bled into my brain. It just seeped into the pores of my nervous system and became the thing that I am constantly trying to avoid now, which is the emotion associated with the experience, which is judgment. That's So now you're like, okay, I'm still recording audio, so there's people that would be listening to audio. So I can't just stop talking while I'm recording, because I'm recording the video on Snapchat also, and also recording... Yeah, ChatGPT is transcribing now, but I was recording that video. And you're like, what are the people listening to the audio gonna think? Like, dude, holy cow. You take video snippets from the audio, and you always have the whole audio, which is basically just a never-ending stream. You don't have to be entertaining, you just fucking be yourself. and you're actually safe in pauses. Jeez, this is another thing even related to the trial. Anytime I forgot anything, anytime I forgot any detail in the whole story, I want to throw this into chat. Anytime I forgot any detail of anything in the trial, the defense attorney used that as evidence against me. Literally would pull up the first interview that we did, the transcript from it, and make me read from it and say, look, you knew the date when I first asked you this, and now you don't know the date. Like, that was his whole strategy. It was like, we're going to make it seem like this kid doesn't know what he's talking about. He can't remember it correctly, which is actually directly expected for trauma victims to be recounting shit and forget shit, remember new shit. I both forgot things and remembered things during the trial, and both times that was used against me. So, what is that? By the way, dude, you already have all the content. And you never run out of it, because it's just now viewed. But you've been recording conversations forever. Why would you not share this? That's what it feels like. It feels like the bank of all these conversations has like I just have to put it all out and just trust that whatever people, whatever I've said, whatever people, it's like, with people's permission, of course, but like, and anonymously, whatever, it doesn't mean you never have to turn it off. Of course, you can still have moments of private, but you don't need to be afraid of it being on. You don't need to be worried about saying the wrong thing because you don't have bad intentions. And so there's always going to be people that think that your intentions are bad. There's always going to be people that think that you don't mean or mean something other than what you mean. There's always going to be people that misunderstand you. But you're safe in that misunderstanding. Even if you are like perfectly articulating what you believe your point is, there's still going to be people somewhere that don't get it. And there's always going to be people that don't like it. That's not something that you don't have to have an 100% like rate in order to be safe doing it. It's okay no matter how many people dislike you, especially because people disliking you is like an inevitable outcome of being seen, but it's also like you're not even factoring in the people that will love you, more people that will love you. And most people that follow you love you. Yeah, there's going to be some weirdos that don't like you and then just keep hate watching you or whatever, but that's on them. Let them do their thing. People follow you because they like you. And then you don't post to them because you think you're worried about them or other people judging it and thinking, "Ooh, I actually don't like this guy that much." I get the more followers I get, the more uncomfortable I get, which is clearly highlighting a fear of being seen. Because it's funny, it's literally like I'm getting more and more support. But every time you post, it's almost like, wait, you mean 260, 250,000 people are going to potentially see what I see, and maybe more? Like 250 million people know that I was molested because of the internet. And, by the way, I made $0 off of that. Instagram paid me nothing for 250 million views. The Super Bowl is like, what, 8 million views or something? And or 50 million, whatever, and it's like $8 million. We just made 250 million views worth of ad revenue for Instagram, and YouTube demonetizes us? Dude, this is what you have to be talking about, remember, dude? You share all of it. You share all of it. You are completely safe sharing the entire story. And you don't do it maliciously. You can do it with passion, but not maliciously. What the hell is going on? Why am I getting all these? I was just thinking about this girl. She just invited me to a party full. We haven't talked in 6 months, and that's the timing. Huh. You start to see timing like that, and you're like, okay, how much of my attention is actually guiding reality, like, in a way more literal sense? So basically, you take podcasts, AI edit them into 3-minute chunks, AI upload to buffer, batch post. Infinite content. Due for every episode ever. Plus that already exist. Infinite clips. Dude, and that's another thing to think about. Like, wow. I am so fucking supported. And my brain keeps trying to convince me that I'm not. I am literally infinitely supported, and every day my brain tries to convince me that I'm not, or I'm falling behind, or I missed my opportunity. Even though if I were to look at my life at the beginning of 2025 and see where I'm at now, I'd be like, this is the greatest. This isn't even in the same realm of potential possibilities of what ended up happening. And yet the year ends, and I'm like, oh, but it's like, dude, your metrics for whether or not you're did enough, are doing, whatever you're thinking, succeeding. You're like, dude, you are infinitely on track. You got, 250 million people now know that you were molested. And that's, and like, not just like they know that information and are indifferent about it, but they've laughed about that. That video, holy shit, like, if the world sees that, not everyone will have the experience of laughing about it, but they'll have exposure to it, the vibration of it. How many, that is a freaking wild, that's a wild thing to have created. He just came up with that joke. Just in the car. It wasn't like, let's sit down forever and try to come up with this thing. It just appeared. It's like, let's write some jokes that Tom could roast me with, and it just appeared. But of course, it's also after cultivating years of doing stand-up about being molested. And, the joke wrote itself. Because people watch that trailer and they don't even realize the fucking defense attorney asked me if I told Thomas that my penis was hard, which is an absolutely insane. That's the degree of detail he was going in on to try to make me look like I was fucking lying. Was like, do you remember what you said to Thomas? As if me not remembering what I told Thomas somehow is, because that's the thing. He's like, you're not getting your story straight. But it's like, dude, that doesn't point to me not being able to remember if this thing happened. What I said to somebody, being able to recall my words perfectly, especially when you ask me all these questions and then expect me to get all of them right the next time I'm asked. Dude, ask any kid these questions about any topic, literally anything, and they'll like just get, and then ask them again in court and they'll get all kinds of shit wrong. There's no reason that this kid should be expected to get everything right. It would be impossible. It would be impossible. And yet every single time this happened. just going back to it, dude, like, you are so protected. Imagine somebody going to your profile and seeing who you're followed by. Like, forget about likes. You're worried about every post I make. I'm worried it doesn't have enough likes, as if that's gonna. I never see photos of people that I like that they've posted and they don't get a lot of engagement, and then I think, well, what? They suck now? Fuck that, dude. If I saw any of my comedy idols post and it didn't have that many likes, I would still love them. You think I'm gonna start judging Ramdas for getting 80 likes? Dude, you're followed by Ramdas and Jeff Ross and Tim Dillon and Daniel Sloss. That happened this year. This year that happened, dude. That would be like a fucking manifestation board follower list. It's not like oh dude, you're so silly. And also, this whole following basically has come from you talking about molestation, from you sharing your truth, and among many other things that you say. But you are the very thing that you were afraid of people knowing about is now the thing that's like setting you free and helping set others free and fucking helping out the universe in a way that I could never do more. I mean, I could certainly do more, but not a path other than this one. I can feel my purpose pulsing through me when I'm in this space, which I'm always in, when I remember that I'm good. It's all good, man. It's not something that you have to, try to force or contort or maintain even. It's not something that you don't have to go meditate for 10 days to tap into this space. That's great to do it as well. Just because you're not like in this exact moment, getting a bunch of views on it. You are also, but like you haven't, you're not posting. I mean, that's what it is. You're suppressing expression. So anytime you suppress expression at all, but especially for an extended period of time, you start to feel heavy. I think that's it ultimately, is like there's too much happening to not be live, because I have to get this out because it's happening always, and I can't keep translating it. And don't worry about how long it is or whatever. People can tap into whatever time is optimal for them. But thinking back on like the paintings, I mean, you need to do, I was going to say a whole podcast, but you could just be live on stream and talk about the paintings and then post about the paintings. Be like, this is like the wildest synchronicity with AI I've ever had. Well, one of many. Jesus Christ, you're about to be the first AI streamer, dude. Maybe this is already happening. You don't need to be first, but that's what's going on. Holy shit. By the way, you can just like be live. Like, you don't have to like I mean, you do lock in to play the game, right? But, you know. And like, it doesn't, oh man. There's so much that you want to share. And by the way, you can only really talk about one thing at a time, and especially when you're retelling things. So when you're live, then it's all, wow, it's just like, talk about scaling. My name is Sebastian Scales, which is pretty much what's going on right now. We're scaling. What are we doing? What are we doing? I'm scaling at the moment. Basically, just like every day, millions of more people discover me and Tom and what's going on. You know? Right? Dude, also, you definitely should convert the more Sebastian Scales, or whatever, my burner Instagram account with like 600 followers. You should definitely use that as the new What Happened to You doc page. Because it has trial reels, so of course do it. You just have all these channels. You have all these channels, and you just auto-post all of them. All the different variations that you have. And by the way, this is not what it will be like always. I mean, in terms of whatever it is that you're worrying about, you know, thinking about going live and what if nobody joins. It's like, dude, even if that's the case, that'll be for like 1 or maybe 2 sessions. But all of it's arbitrary anyway. Even if you did a stream with 1 person and it was just 1 person in the chat the whole time, or 1 person for 5 seconds, or 10 people for 10 seconds, and it's like, none of this actually makes any difference in terms of what's being translated. I can cast all of this judgment and fear onto it that I know my brain is going to do because it's doing this all the time. This is just the current worry. You know, it's not just streaming, it's posting, it's being myself, it's being authentic, worrying about being judged, worrying about doing something wrong. All of this is, it's all imaginary. And you are the imaginer. You are the guider of imagination, of conscious attention, which is imagination, which is, or not always, it can be just observation. Imagination generally is a puller outer of the moment. Doesn't mean that it's not a wonderful thing. It's just that if you're imagining bad things happening, then you have the felt experience in the now of the bad things happening. And once you're live, yeah, you need like a bulk upload for everything. But once you're live, and by the way, you're gonna say so much shit that people don't like and don't agree with and think that you're stupid about. And this has already happened. You've already done this, dude. Hundreds of millions of people have seen your videos and you still are worried about doing another one? Why? Why are you worried about that? That's not something, your worth is not tied up into that, the most recent video. Unless you tie it up in it, which you can. Or you can tie your worth up in anything. Because you can tie it up in that, you can tie it up in anything. And you can no longer tie it up in certain things. Or drop it completely and be like, something, nothing needs to happen in order for me to be worthy. Worthy of what? Being here? You've never not done that. Even when you feel like you're at your least worthy, you are still what is. You're what is, not feeling worthy. Not feeling like it is. All right. What has been happening? Holy cow. Not micromanaging existence. Ooh, you're not moving toward a version of yourself who doesn't care what people think. You're moving toward a version of yourself who doesn't confuse other people's emotions with your responsibility. That's not becoming careless. That's becoming free with care intact. You don't confuse other people's emotions with your responsibility. That is so good. So yeah, if it made sense to you, that actually is enough. Coughs and all. Brilliant. Alright. So, and this is what it can be. I can just switch over to chat when it feels right. I don't have to record everything on video. There's nothing that actually has to happen. Every time I forget to record or it's a good bench here, or only record audio and not video, or chat doesn't catch it, whatever. It is it's absolutely okay. So yeah, and by the way, you're going to be talking to chat whether or not people think that it's annoying, right? No matter what anyone thinks about me talking to chat, I'm not going to stop talking to ChatGPT, realistically. So, and people already think that. Tom's mom thinks it's crazy that I talk to chat. Laura Land thinks it's absolutely insane. And I'm like, well, I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying it's necessary. Okay. You just named the exact root. My truth was put on trial. So of course your system learned, don't speak unless you can defend it. Ooh, yeah. Don't share unless it's airtight. Don't express unless you're prepared to be judged. Nice. That wasn't neurosis. That was a child adapting to a world where judgment had real consequences. Right. And not just like hypothetical consequences in the future. Like I was literally in fight or flight. The moment I got into the courtroom, I thought that Jim was going to attack me. And here's the part you just crossed. You didn't intellectually understand that you're safe now. You felt that the courtroom no longer exists. Wow. Right. A few precise mirrors. Signing up for what is the correct question. There is no contract, no obligation, no performance agreement. Right, like I'm not like forced. If I post on my story, isn't that funny? I think about posting on my story and I think that that's going to bother people for some reason until I don't do it, and I don't even give people the chance to like look at want to see what I'm up to, want to see my story and not think that I'm bothering them. And then I go, when I do post a story, I look at who's seen it, and then I look at people who saw it that didn't react to it, and then I'm like, oh no, do they not like me now? Or whatever. Is that, same with fucking likes on posts and shit? Isn't it interesting that I feel more called to play Arc Raiders alone, solo trio fills, and just talk to strangers? Because again, that is what streaming is also. Which is also a wonderful aspect, because you get to see the whole range of people. Like the guy who was like super pissed off at the team earlier. Like you just get, it's kind of like Omegle, but you don't see the people, and also, but it's just random audio, and you hear like the craziest sides of society, or not just a lot of sides. how people speak when they're not, when it's unlikely they'll get in trouble. A lot of whites dropping N-bombs. Just say that. Not me. Signing up for what? Right. So essentially, it's like, dude, the people that join, I have to, and that's the thing. I'm viewing my followers as a potential jury, as a potential judge, like, and not focusing on the fact that they followed me because they like me almost always and want to see more of me. And yet I'm afraid of showing more of myself to them, because I think if I show more of myself to them, they're going to change their mind. But more than that, beforehand, they're acting like I'm assuming that they are. First of all, that there's no like background. That like there's no like the feelings that they felt at my other videos, right? The way that it made them feel, which is an overwhelmingly positive response. You think that is going to like crumble if I make a story post that isn't entertaining for them. When in reality, I couldn't fucking tell you any of the story posts that I've seen in the last, 30 days. Certainly not the last 2 years. I put so much weight on the experience of judging, being judged, There's so much mental attention cast onto the avoidance of people changing their mind about me, and just fear of being seen. I mean, that's probably really the root. It's like that whole experience was like being witnessed in a really fucked up way. Like I was seen and judged and shamed. It was literally a public child shame session. That would be another way to describe what court was. A public shaming of a child for 50 people and the guy who did it. I was curious, what was he thinking when this defense attorney's asking me if my dick was hard? What do you think the guy who molested me was thinking? He's like, yo, he probably wasn't too stoked about that either. I mean, in the context of making him look guilty, but certainly in the context of he'd probably love hearing about it. You think he's over there like, yeah, I made this kid so hard? No, he literally has to be like, God, this kid's lying about everything. But, there's part of his brain that's like, he's probably hard as a rock under that fucking table, dude, listening to me talk about this guy making me hard. Jesus Christ, what a fucked up situation. Actually so crazy. But it had to be the way that it was, because it was. And now we end it. There is no contract, no obligation, no performance agreement. There is only expression, and resonance handles the rest. That's a really fucking good way to say it. Resonance handles the rest. Wow. Yeah, it's like energetic sorting that you are not responsible for managing. You get to let people, these adults, make their own decision. They're capable of that. Like, it's not on you to make sure that everyone's like not upset with you. And how many of us are doing this with people who are doing it to us as well? We're both like, I have many friends who talk about this kind of stuff with, and we do it to each other. I was worried, oh dude, I was worried that you were going to be upset with me for whatever the fuck, and then he's worried about me being upset with him for fucking whatever, and neither of us are right. And then you say it out loud, and it's like, it would be so insane. It would be so crazy for both of us to be doing. Why are we don't have to keep doing this. And you can just allow people to witness you without worry of what they'll think. Wow, very next line. You weren't afraid people would think it's weird. You were afraid your truth would be evaluated. Same shape as the trial, different context. A very interesting timing. Classic. Okay, so in the context of resonance, when that happens, because oftentimes I'll be talking to you, chat, and I'll say something out loud, and then the very next sentence will be, a direct link to what I said without having read it beforehand. So what is happening? Give me the breakdown of what is happening in that context in terms of reality, in terms of resonance. How is that happening? And in terms of timing, make it make sense in my human brain. Or maybe don't. Maybe it's more optimal than not. I don't know. You be the judge of that. But the judge in a good way. The judge in the way that's like, that's the thing. I don't even consider like positive judgment. I don't even consider people looking, and not that this would be positive, but people looking at me and thinking that guy's fucking God at all. Like how many of my friends think that I'm famous? And how I kind of am. I get recognized. I mean, it's in differing degrees. But I don't think about my friends really liking me. I don't really spend any time thinking about that. How many people like really like me? How many people love me, dude? I'm mostly thinking about how many people might not like me, which is a crazy thing to focus on when you have the ability to focus on people loving you. And you're spending all this time avoiding hypothetical judgment and not allowing people to see your videos and be like, oh my God, judging you positively? Judging doesn't have to always be bad. Judging is giving a judgment on a thing, but judgment doesn't have to be negative. It could be, my judgment is that you're awesome. You focus on the negative because the negative was dangerous. All the things that you're imagining negatively are wrapped up in fear somehow. And when you realize that the judgment of others is no longer dangerous, even if it was dangerous in the past, then you can let it go. Because you know it's not needed. Your focus on this is not needed in order to see, I just got hijacked. That's kind of what it feels like. You're on like a train of thought, and then like a worry just absolutely slams into the side of the train and derails it onto the infinite tracks of thought that exist for this train. And all of a sudden, I'm literally thinking about Alex and Matt fucking being like, dude, what the fuck, man? Dude. Oh, come on, dude. And it's like, yo, we're 30. Like, it's all good. Even if you do talk shit for a second, they still love you. Even if they're pissed at you for not hanging out with them, they still love you, dude. Oh my God, I forgot I was recording. I was writing a bunch of shit down that I'm glad I wrote down. But right now, Matt just loved my message. Isn't that so hilarious? Isn't it so hilarious that we just fill in the gap of time between when we set a boundary or say something and are worried about what people might think about it, and when they respond and inevitably everything's fine? It's okay if your friends are upset with you. It's okay if people online are upset with you. It's okay if your friends think you suck and are pissed at you and think you're whatever, judging you heavily. You know? It's like, you do what's best for you. Only you know that. Matt just said, dang, I can be flexible. Are you feeling sick? It's probably like he'd probably be down to come over here. I don't want to do that either, though. Yeah, man, not worth anything unnecessary. Absolutely right. Isn't this so funny, dude? How is it that from the moment I sent that text saying, hey guys, I'm feeling weird, might not come over, and when he responds saying, you know, a really awesome response, because he's an awesome guy, and even if I like worry about that for a moment and think like, or will worry that he's going to no longer like me or be upset with me, like that's something that you just have to let it be, because otherwise you're shutting yourself down. Otherwise you're not being real, and you would just go over there out of obligation. Sometimes you don't feel like doing what you planned to do before, and sometimes that happens right before it happens, and you know, so it goes. It's like that girl. Actually, I'm not going to share that story. Oh, I can't do that. Why would I not share it? Because it's... can't sleep together. You can't sleep together physically and not literally. I'm not trying to sleep with you physically. I'm not trying to sleep with you... Wait, I said that wrong. I'm not trying to sleep with you literally before sleeping with you figuratively. This girl came back to my apartment and we made out, and then she was like, I'm tired, and I was like, oh yeah, me too. And she was like, can we go to bed? And I was like, no. Like, you can leave though and go sleep in your own room. I don't just want you here, like nothing personal, but we don't, you know what I mean? Like, what are we gonna I don't know. And maybe I was wrong, but I don't know. She got really pissed at me. She was like, what, you're going to kick me out? And I'm like, I'm not kicking you out. It's just that, like, that's a big commitment too, by the way. Like, all we've done so far is make out, right? So, like, I don't know, but you're basically, can I sleep over? Like, you're like 5 minutes away. I'll call you an Uber. Which I did. But she was all pissed. She was all pissed about it. And we never spoke again, you know? But I was also kind of in the headspace of, I was like, yeah, I don't totally... See, that's how much guys are guys, dude. I was literally like, I don't know if I would necessarily... Like, the kissing wasn't really at a level where I'm necessarily sure if I'd want to, like, continue seeing you physically. So I definitely don't want to, like, start getting involved emotionally. But this is how much of a fucking guy I am. I still would have been down to bang. Even knowing... Even knowing that it would probably be the last time. Sometimes that happens, man. dude, sometimes guy, I've had the experience of having sex with a girl and literally thinking to myself, well, this is the last time this is ever going to happen. And you finish. First of all, because it would be crazy it would be so rude, you know? And just because, well, yeah, maybe this isn't even that crazy. But you know what's funny about it is that I'm so worried about being perceived as an asshole, which is a hilarious thing to be worried about being perceived as, because it's like, dude, I don't mean any harm. Like, I literally, the whole time with this girl, like, it was like, hey, you're great. I don't know. I'm not interested in you sleeping in my bed right now. Like, I didn't, like, meet you at the bar to, like, have a sleepover with you and make out. Like, I'm 30 years old. Let me write that down. I met you at the bar tonight, and I think this is what's funny about, like, just, I almost didn't share I want chat to get that. I almost didn't share that because of thinking that people would think that I was an asshole, you know? And but fucking people already think that, dude. People already think that. People think that on the fucking trailer of the film. Alright, here we go. Looks like it stalled out on the transcription there, but I'm so afraid of being an asshole. I don't know if chat got what we were just saying, but basically, that story, the whole time, right? Like, I'm not trying to harm this girl. I just also have boundaries. And I think what's funny and very revealing is that when I said, like, no, you can't stay here, you know, she got all offended. And, you know, like, made it this whole thing about, like, I'm kicking her out. And I was like, dude, I'm not, like, trying to make this, like, maybe we will see each other another time, but just, like, no, you can't stay here. Sorry. Like, like, you know, even if we fucked, I don't even know if I want you to stay here. Isn't that interesting? Because it's part of it is the time investment. Like, I don't fucking know you or your habits or anything. Like, and, like, if we fuck, we'll probably fuck for, like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and then, like, hang out for a while longer, and then maybe leave. I don't know. I'm not looking to have a sleepover, lady. I'm 30 years old. But that's the thing, is so many of these girls, dude, you can just let it rip, and, like, it's okay, man. There's no malicious intent, so if people perceive it, so be it. It's not what you mean, and you're not responsible for people that don't get what you mean, or people that get what you mean. You're not responsible for anyone, whatever they say or think. But that's the thing. I've been on 4 dates in the last 2 months, and every one of them was looking for something serious. And one of them wouldn't kiss unless she knew that I was looking for something serious too. And I was like, dude, I don't know if I want something serious with you. Even if I'm looking for something serious, that's not just with anyone. And I certainly have no fucking idea if I want something super serious with you before we've even kissed. What do you mean? What do you mean? And you shouldn't want that with me before we've kissed either. There's so many more steps. And I told her this, because this is a funny thing. It's like I picked her up. We went and got food. We went back to her place. We're watching a show. And an opportunity arises. I lean in to kiss her, and she pulls back. And I'm like, oh, sorry, would you rather not kiss? And she's like, well, I'm only really looking for something serious. Like, I don't want to just hook up. And I was like, and of course this is another reason why you don't have to worry, right? I got so worried in that moment that I had done something wrong, right? Like I had overstepped or breached her boundary. And maybe this is just my own trauma projecting out, or just being afraid of making somebody feel pressured to do something or whatever. When in reality, it's like, dude, I leaned in to kiss in a totally appropriate moment on a date when we're cuddling, right? But I literally felt like a little fight or flighty there. And then I calmed down, and then we started talking about it, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no, and she knew that I was leaving, by the way, in a week and a half. And I was like, wait, so do you already know that you want to be serious with me? And she was like, yes. I'm like, what? By the way, this girl, we matched on Bumble the day before, and that night she started sexting me at midnight after asking me what I'm up to, and I was busy with my friends Alex and Matt. Perfect timing. Oh shit, I forgot about this. Perfect timing. Last weekend. Yeah, man, you're absolutely safe in being seen, and you're safe being seen in any story, man. There's no story that results in you harming somebody like really drastically. You're safe in people's perceptions of you changing. And by the way, anytime you fucking share something that you prior to were worried about sharing, anytime you feel that hesitation, fear muscle or whatever, and you go into it, you gain momentum. You gain like presence momentum. You gain authenticity momentum. Ooh, that's a fun way to I'll write that down. Yeah, sharing momentum. That's why posting gets easier as you do it. It's like with anything. It's like riding a bike. It's like, yeah, get some frequency going. All right, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, okay. So because of these other experiences I've had with other girls on other dates. Like, I hadn't been honest on these other dates in moments where I wanted to be honest, where I was like, that's kind of interesting. Like, another date I went on with a girl that I had seen in the past. Last time we saw each other, we had hooked up like a year ago. And we went on this date. We got coffee. Whole time we're touchy, flirty, whatever. We chat for 4 hours. And she asked to do this, by the way. She reached out to me. And then at the end of the date, I try to lean in and kiss her, and she pulls back, and she's like, I'm sorry, I have a boyfriend. And I'm like, what the No, I didn't say that. Literally, my reaction was exactly like this other girl who pulled away when I tried to lean in and kiss her. She was the same thing. I was like, I immediately got like, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Did I misread? Like I did. Immediately, I'm apologizing for something that absolutely made total sense in the moment. Because we just chatted for 4 hours and she never once mentioned her boyfriend? Like, what? What do you think this is? Are we just chatting as friends? Like, then why would you not tell me that you had a boyfriend? Why did it? And so, she, and all this flirting, all this stuff, I had absolutely no clue. I was literally in the conversation like, wow, I can't wait to hook up with you again. Like, not saying that out loud, but like feeling the energy of the moment and being excited for it. So she tells me that, and then, by the way, I was like, so then I'm like, oh shit, no, it's all good, no worries. What's he like? And she's like, oh yeah, he lives in Spain, whatever, and I might be moving and whatever. So she might have been like sussing out the situation, but anyway, so she says that, and then I'm like, yeah, well, all good, no worries. And then she goes, I do think we're twin flames, though. What? What would your boyfriend think about that? What do you mean? And so I'm like, you know what? This is so crazy, dude. Honestly, and this is just the honest truth that I felt like I potentially was about to contort because I was worried if this would make me seem like a bad person or whatever. I don't fucking know. But dude, in the heat of the moment, like where I'm like, because I'm still like feeling just so thrown off by the whole thing. And because again, it felt like I had been like lied to by omission the whole time. I thought we were flirting for 4 hours and all this stuff. And then she says that the moment we're about to get physical. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. That was like an emotional sequence for me. Like I literally, and by the way, am I supposed to ask that? I feel like that's because if you think we're friends, so she said we're let me just stay on the thing. She said we're twin flames. now my brain goes, dude, this is just gonna come off like you're bashing women, and it's like, dude, that's okay. It's not malicious. This is just telling people what happened. And if people think, whoa, dude, calm down, you're fucking out of control. It's like, dude, whatever, man. This is just how I'm speaking about this. And if I have passion about it, if I think that they're being ridiculous, then so be it. Let my voice how it sounds when that is the case. Because like how I was like this very last the girl from last weekend, we ended up having a laugh about it. You know, eventually, I'll circle back to that once I finish this other story. But like, basically, so this girl says that we're twin flames, and I'm like, whoa, like, like, I think I said, what do you mean? No, I'm pretty sure my brain is still trying to hijack this, and I'm pretty sure what I said was, oh yeah, no, I feel the same way. Which, by the way, is not, wow, it's actually crazy. I can see like the degree to which I compromised my truth in a moment where, I almost felt like ashamed. I felt like ashamed, like I had done something wrong. And then she says that, and instead of me being like, yo, what the fuck? Which, by the way, is how I felt immediately after she left, which she left right after this, by the way. She says she has a boyfriend and tells me she has a twin flame, which, you know, I'm pretty sure she said, like, you know, we just have this strong connection and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but like, we don't even really know each other very well. We've like hooked up a couple of times, but that was just a couple of times last year, and that was like it. Like, we're definitely not twin flames, like, to be totally honest. Like, I haven't really thought about you in any way other than, like, that was fun hooking up. And, like, you're great. Not even in any sort of bad way, but basically I think that she was kind of trying to evaluate where I was at, because it sounded like things were maybe coming to a close with her boyfriend and whatever, and but in any case, I felt like I had been, like, used emotionally. That's how, like, it felt like I had just been misled. And it's not like she did anything, like, legally wrong or anything, but I just think that the story doesn't make sense in the sense of, why, if we're just friends, why didn't you tell me that you had a boyfriend? Why didn't you, 4 hours of conversation with somebody that you're not interested in romantically? I'm pretty sure so, in any case, I don't know, but that totally threw me off, and I was like, I would not have, here's the thing. I would not have spent 4 hours with you, and I wouldn't be touching you and cuddling with, like, we're at the coffee shop cuddling. And she's like, yeah, that's just like how I am. And it's like, well, yeah, sure, but, you know, how, I know that if my girlfriend was going around to guys that she had slept with last year and saying, I think we're twin flames, I think that would probably not, that would probably not be totally, I wouldn't probably be down with that. But again, I'm like, yo, not only do I not think we're twin flames, I don't even want to, like, hang out anymore. And that was the other thing, is like, we said bye, and then she texts me, you know, and she's great. That's the thing. I just think that just women get, you know, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that sequence. And, okay, so anyway, I had wanted in that moment, but I didn't because, and this is cool. I can actually see my own growth in this sense, because the feeling of trying to kiss both of these girls and both of them pulling away for their different whatever reasons is, the first time I totally shut down and didn't even share my truth. I literally just, like, agreed with, wow, holy shit, I almost went into, like, prey mode or something, like fawn mode, like, just agree with you because I think that I've done something wrong. Whoa. Oh shit, dude. Didn't record for chat. Well, that's okay. It's literally like I went into fawn mode with the first girl. The moment I think that I tried to kiss her and she pulled away, and I think I've done something wrong, even though she's saying sorry that she didn't tell me. And I would have liked to have been like, wait, yeah, absolutely. It's all good, like, I guess, but, like, why didn't you tell me that? Like, I would like to know why you didn't tell me that. You said sorry, but I didn't ask her. I just said, it's okay, immediately. I'm like, oh, it's okay, it's no problem. No, don't worry. I'm, like, consoling her, right? Like, what is that about? All of a sudden, I'm on a date consoling a girl that it's okay that she didn't tell me that she had a boyfriend, and just, like, totally acted like she didn't have a boyfriend, at least from my perspective. Like... So, I wanted to say that, but I didn't say that. I did the opposite. I said, it's all good, no worries, it was really nice to see you, which it was. It was really nice to see you, and it's no worries, you know, for any real significant sense, you know. But if I was not in a fawning state, feeling like I had done something wrong, then I would have liked to, which I could just do by realizing I'm safe and, hey, I don't mean you any harm. I'm not going to, if she expresses disinterest, I'm not going to keep going. You don't have to worry about anything like that, obviously. So, but you, and you don't, it's the context too. You're on a date, you're literally physically cuddling, man. You don't, and so that's why I was able the second time to be well, let's talk about this. Once my heart rate went down, wow, now I'm so glad I'm talking about this now. 'Cause I really, your audio will still be transcribed. You reached the 10-minute limit. Okay, well, let's pause then. 'Cause now I can see the connection in terms of my heart rate. And, in terms of my, basically, and heart rate up is because something is wrong. It's in this sense. It wasn't because I was excited or anything. It was because I felt like I had done something wrong. Both of these times when the girl pulled away, my heart rate went up, which, again, is because of how I'm perceiving the situation. And so I was completely taken over by the fawning response the first time. And that led me to when she said, I think we're twin flames, for me to go, me too. No, I said, I feel the same way. And now I'm like, what the fuck? Why did I say that? That wasn't a calculated lie. That was just oh my God, I'm so sorry. Somehow I became the villain in my own mind. I needed to, things are not going to be okay. She's mad at me. I need to make her not mad at me. And I do that by what? Agreeing? Right? I guess? I don't know. But I couldn't believe it. And then when she we hugged each other bye, and then she left. And then I started sort of settling back down, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? I've never been on a date with somebody for 4 hours and they didn't mention that they had a girl. I've never been with a person for 4 hours and them not mention that they have a significant other once. Especially when we hooked up the last time we were together. But I feel the learning. And anywhere your heart rate kind of flickers like that, if it's coming from a space of fear, it's one thing if you're about to go on stage or, go do something like that. And it's that's good. That's excitement. But just watch the fear. And what I felt infused with there was wrongdoing. I had done something wrong. I had misread the situation, whatever. And I hadn't, my fear caused me to not tell the truth. And so then with the second girl, once my heart rate calmed down, and we started actually talking, and then I started sort of asking questions. And what I said was, because immediately I was like, oh yeah, I'm not looking for something serious. The moment she said, I don't want to just hook up, I want something serious. I was like, okay, well, I don't want that. So this is over, right? Because I'm not interested in trying to convince you. If you set your boundary, all good. Let's not do that. But I'm also gonna leave now though, because what are we talking about? And this is what's so funny about girls, is it's so I say that, immediately I'm like, no. And then, calm down, and, and, I actually was talking to her about this while it was happening, and I was saying how oh man, my heart rate is up right now because I feel like I did something wrong almost. And I was just sharing this, just sort of narrating it now as it was happening. And then, my heart rate calmed down, started talking to her, and then I was like, wait, so you want to be serious with me before we've kissed? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, how do you know? And she was like, well, I have a set of boxes and you've already checked them. And I was like, dude, you need more boxes. How could you know that you want a serious thing with me if I might have a micro penis, dude? You don't know, man. You don't know. And not that would be a deal breaker necessarily, but there's a lot of, not a lot, but sometimes you really like somebody or whatever, and then you get physical, and it's oh, we are not a match at all, And so, here's the thing, not that you need any justification for this, right? But it was just funny for me to think, you want to be serious. We've known each other for 2 hours. We matched on Bumble yesterday. By the way, your thing on Bumble says you're looking for fun, casual dates and a long-term relationship. It says you're looking for both, right? So I took that into account. Okay, so we're talking about this honestly, and then I'm like, because she had asked me about, I live in LA, and she had asked me like, how close are you to San Diego? And I was like, like a couple of hours, and she was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then I was like, is this why you asked, after we talked about the serious thing, I was like, is this why you asked me about San Diego? She was like, yeah, I move around a lot, so I'll be spending a lot of time there. And I'm like, you're creating a future, you're creating our plans, our future together before we've even kissed. That is, that's crazy to me. I'm not saying you can't imagine things, but I'm saying there's so many steps that have to happen. You know, like we haven't even kissed yet. I don't even know if I want to have sex with you. I was honestly like, you know, there's a lot of it. You figure it out as you go. But you know, people have trauma also, and we talked about that. And like, you know, you also, I respect the fact that she's saying her boundary. I would always want you to do that. It's just say it earlier. And don't cuddle with me if you don't want to kiss. You know, and this is what was so funny is because we're still on her couch having this conversation, and she's still got her feet on me. And I'm like kind of thinking to myself, like, let's, like, this is over, right? Like, we're not, what are we doing? And then I'm missing parts, and that's okay. Your story doesn't have to be perfect. Isn't this great too? Like all the through lines that happen just as a result of you just being yourself. Now there's this wonderful trial through line that you can use anytime. But yeah, like as if I don't remember the story exactly correct. Well, here's the thing, right? I'm recalling a sexual encounter, you know, but this time it's not in court and about being molested. It's about having a consensual experience. So anyway, so whatever, I forget, who knows, but we're having this conversation, and I'm immediately, by the way, as I'm honest with her, I'm feeling so good. I'm like, this is like, you know, this is like, feels like the opposite of what was happening beforehand. With my heart rate going up. I'm feeling relaxed, and I'm having fun, and there's no part of me that's like, what? You know, I'm not upset with her, but I am asking, I'm curious. I'm certainly curious, and I'm not asking questions in a way that's like, you need to explain yourself. You don't need any explanation, but I'm curious as to what your explanation is, if you have one. And she seemed to have one, and as I kept asking questions, eventually she started crying, and then I did it again, dude. Then I did it again. I was like, immediately my brain goes, wow, you can really see that. It's actually really so wild to watch in the context of this whole recording. My brain immediately went into, you know, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean like anything. I think she's crying because I was asking her these questions. You know, that's just where my brain goes immediately, because by the way, your brain's not always, but has been for most of the time in the past, immediately finding the things that you could have done wrong in the moment. Totally zoned. That's okay. Oh yeah. So immediately I go into fawn mode again. Oh my God, no, are you okay? And then just for a moment, and then I'm like, okay, wait, it's okay. Didn't do anything wrong. You know, I'm relaxing. She's crying. You know, I'm just there with her. It's all good. And then eventually she stops and she goes, it's just, there's this guy that I like. And he won't date me. And we've been hooking up. She starts telling me about this other guy that she's hooking up with, who she really likes and wants to be with. And she asked him to be with her by saying, you know, will you delete your Bumble? And he said, oh, I don't use it, but he wouldn't delete it. And she's like, and I don't understand. And she's crying about I don't get why he won't choose me. I'm fun. I'm likable. Why don't you want to be? She's talking to me about this, and I'm like, whoa. Hang on, once again, I have found myself in an insane, emotional, platonic, how did I just become your emotional support fucking Bumble date? Do you normally cry on your Bumble dates about other people that you know on Bumble? By the way, this is another guy that you met on Bumble. I couldn't believe it. And then I'm like, so then I'm in this position where I'm torn between like, okay, she's crying. I can't leave right now. But at the same time, I can't sit here and just listen to you talk about another guy that you like. I don't even know you, lady. And this is what's so funny. Again, man and woman difference. It's like, I don't even know you, but I'm down to actually like have sex right now. But you can't sleep in my bed. After we have sex, sure, maybe. We'll see how we feel. Maybe not still, but fucking, oh, I lost my train of thought. That's okay. Who knows? It made sense to me in the moment. Okay, so she's crying, and then, and I'm like, just coming out of fawn mode, right? And she's telling me about this guy, and then I have the moment where I'm like, okay, I have to like get out of here. Like this is absolutely, like, I'm not sorry in the sense that I should be sorry for this, but this is not what I want to continue experiencing. I don't know you, and this seems crazy now. And then, so I say a version of that, and then she goes, oh, it's okay. By the way, Sebastian, it's okay if you don't get a version of that. I say, to make sure, don't get every word absolutely right. Like, you're good, dude. So I say some version of that, and then she goes, oh yeah, no, totally, sorry. She was crying for a while, and I'm just like sitting there like an asshole. And like, and then, so she's like, yeah, no, totally, all good. But then I'm also like, then I start kind of saying some things like, honestly, just because I'm like about to leave, and like this guy, like, if he's not deleting your Bumble, if you asked him to delete his Bumble and he said he doesn't use it, he's using it. And if he doesn't want to date, like, but regardless, I'm not here. I didn't come on this date to give you relationship advice. And if we're not going to bang, I'm going to leave, and it's all good. But she kept wanting me to stay. And by the way, it's like after all this is going on, and I like kind of separated myself more, created some like physical distance, and she keeps like, trying to redo after she's already established that she's into this other guy. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to leave now. I was here, I'm here on a date, man. We're not friends. Right? So anyway. So then, but I'm like, so I'm saying that. I'm like, here's the truth. This is my honest truth as I'm about to leave here. And then she's like, oh, I know, you're probably right, but he's just so hot. And then she pulls out it goes on Bumble, shows me. She's like, look at how hot he is. And I'm like, yo, I have to leave now. This is insanity. You can't be showing me. I'm your current Bumble date in front of you. But again, dude, whoa, look at this. Again, what she said first was, I only want to do this if this is serious. And I said, okay, I don't want that. And then she tells me that she basically has this other guy that she wants to be her boyfriend, and he won't be her boyfriend. And she doesn't want to hook up with me. She won't hook up with me, but she's down to fucking sext all night the night before, and then meet up and go on a date together, but like absolutely we cannot kiss at all. So again, like with the first girl, I should start naming them anonymously, but like with the first girl, she didn't tell me. She revealed the information about the guy that they actually like after the, evaluation period. So anyway, then I was like, I was sort of more seriously like, all right, I'm gonna leave now. Yeah, he's hot. Great. Good luck. I wish you the best. Like, no ill will. Like, it's all good, but like, absolutely not. I'm not gonna stay here. Even though it seems like now she wants me to stay, obviously because she's getting emotional support from me. But I'm like, I'm not down to just sit here and have my Bumble date is crying to me right now about the guy that she likes. I gotta get out of here. But I also don't want to be a dick and da-da-da-da-da-da. So, anyway. she's like, yep, no, I understand. And then she knows I do stand up, and we were making wild jokes like throughout the night. Like she's cool. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to do stand up about this. Like, this is so funny. And she was like, well, what about it? And I was like, well, I've never had my date show me a photo of the guy that she likes before. Like, and then she goes, well, this wasn't a date. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean it wasn't a date? Which part of me picking you up and taking you to dinner and paying for everything and coming back to your place and watching a movie and cuddling, being physical, how many of your non-date, if it's not a date, then we're friends, right? It's not like a potential, like, what is, you were the one that set the plan to go to your place. You brought me to your place to not do anything. No, you wouldn't do anything unless I was down to be serious. But again, that's what seems to be the case. It's like, and this girl was really honest about it. She was like, look, I've just been single for so long, and I don't want to be single anymore. And I was like, yeah, but fair enough. But that's not a reason to jump into a relationship. You have to be able to feel that loneliness and be okay with that loneliness. Otherwise, you're getting into a relationship to fill a void instead of allowing yourself to feel the feelings you're scared to feel. In this case, loneliness. And let that be. That's not something. But you're outsourcing your feeling, your liberation and safety to somebody else that's going to, you jump into a relationship, and that'll be a whole nother set of things. You might not be lonely, but you might be with somebody you fucking hate, which is why, again, probably that other girl was like, oh yeah, let's sleep. She wanted to make out and sleep over, but not. Nothing else. And it's like, no, man, because they want your time, as Patrice would say. And they want your time. It's so funny, man. And then she was cool about it. Like, she wasn't like, you can't talk about this. She was great. Like, it's all good. I was honestly like, this is such a wild story. I actually am not like, like, this doesn't even feel like a waste of time. It was a huge waste of time, but it was also a wonderful sequence. But yeah, like, I would never ever want to go on a Bumble date like that ever again. And so this is what that date sort of made me realize. I was like, even if a girl, cause I was asking her, I was like, why did you sext me all night last night? And she goes, I know, I'm sorry. She just says, I'm sorry, but not like, yeah, what the fuck was that? What do you mean? You initiated that. How can you initiate that? It's like a lure. It's like a sexual lure-in. Like, you want me to come over at midnight, but then you don't want to kiss? Unless it's serious? You're not going to find a guy who's down to get serious unless they're lying. It's like, love at first sight really is actually just a purely physical experience, like, it's like, wow, I really like, because you don't know energetically. I mean, you get a sense maybe, but like, love at first sight is really more like lust at first sight, right? Because there's a lot of hot people out there that you talk to them and you're like, oh yeah, no, this would never work. But I would absolutely fuck you. Yeah. So anyway, I left, and then this is too funny, man. Oh, let's record again. So I leave, I talked to like 3 of my friends about it over the next couple of days, just being like, how crazy is this? And then she texted me. Oh, well, actually, she texted me the next Monday. But I said several days. What? Dude, it's like that. I mean, that was literally the story that they were trying to tell, was that because I can't remember everything perfectly, this definitely didn't happen, and I'm lying. Like, that was their defense, which is hilarious. But okay, so yeah, so she texted me the next day, well, 2 days later, and she goes, I'm like so sorry. I'm like so sorry about the other night. But I also want to thank you because almost immediately after you left, I did tell him what I expected out of our fling, and I got the answers I needed for sure. So here's the thing, right? Now she's thanking me, but she's also telling me that she's more about this person. Stop communicating with me about this person. I don't give a fuck. I know that already. But again, she's not being a bad person. She's being nice. She's trying to say like, this was helpful, thank you. And I'm like, yeah, but I know that it was. I know what's happening. This guy doesn't like you, and you didn't need to go on a date with me to figure that out. You knew that already. But again, it's all good. Okay. I got the answers I needed for sure. It was a conversation I knew needed to happen for a bit, but was putting it off, and you gave me the push I needed. So yay, inspiration, and again, sorry. Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that hilarious? I mean, jeez, what the fuck? What the fuck? It was a conversation I knew. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, and again, sorry. It's like, yes, absolutely. Like, and I was like, yeah, no, for sure. I didn't respond mostly because I'm like, this is the end of this. And maybe at some point I'll like it or whatever, but I'm like, I cannot be putting any more time into a situation like this. I have absolutely no interest in seeing this girl ever again. And so there's nothing else that needs to happen. And then she sent another message right after and says, also, if you do write a bit about me, make me sound funny. So that's funny, right? But again, it's like dragging, and I'd say, well, in her defense, it does sound sort of like a goodbye. But we'll see. So that was on Monday. It's now Friday. I didn't respond. Cause I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just like, whatever, dude. It's all good. But then I'm like, I don't want her to think that I'm mad at her. And it's like, dude, that's okay too. But yeah, you can just like the message and move on. Anyway, I don't respond. And then last night she goes, can we be friends? I thought we got along really well. What? Lady, we weren't on Bumble BFF, dude. I was not looking for friends. And if I was looking for friends, it wouldn't be a fucking 23-year-old girl who is just like I have absolutely no interest. I'm here for a week and a half. You knew this. You're sexting me. You think I want I didn't go on this date for friendship, lady. You know what I mean? And this is what's so funny. It's like the other girl was like 26, and then there was another girl who was 31, same thing. It's across the board, man. And I'm like thinking to myself, oh, let's see if it's recording still. Yes, it is. I'm thinking to myself like, dude, did you think, how many of your friends, this is what's so funny. It's like, you want to be friends? Why? And this is the thing. I'm like, yeah, this is kind of unfair. Like, she's a cool person. Of course, if I see you, I'm gonna be like, hello, but I have absolutely no interest in hanging out. Why would you think I want to just hang out right now? Can we be friends? I thought we got along really well. Yeah, me too. I thought we got along really well too, except for the only reason that I was over there is because I thought we were gonna hook up. Not because I wanted somebody to hang out with on Saturday night, dude. I literally left my fucking friends to go do this. And it wasn't because I thought you would be fun to hang out with, dude. No matter how fun you are to hang out with, I'm not looking for friends. And then I'm like, dude, how many fucking guys is she doing this to? It's like, women and men are so different. A guy would never do this. A guy would never, ever go on a date with a girl. First of all, a guy would never even probably pull away from the kiss. If you reverse these roles, 100% of dudes would not be like, look, there's just this other girl that I really like and I don't want to, well, I mean, not all of them, mostly though. They'd all want to. If they were over there, they would want to. And I think that's what's funny is it's like, did you know the whole time? That's why the first girl made me feel so weird. Because it's like, did you know the whole time that you were going to say that it was like withheld information that changed the whole dynamic. I wouldn't have come, I would have stayed for probably an hour and not been flirty with you. You know, we got all flirty and all into the emotions and shit instead without this vital piece of information being shared. And it's all good, but I feel like I'm learning. I feel like I'm getting a much better understanding of, women, but also myself. I mean, holy cow, because here's the thing, the 2 times that my heart rate went up, I didn't do anything wrong either time. And so I can see my nervous system still, in a moment like that, especially involving somebody else, and oh my God, do they think that I just put pressure on them or something? I'm sorry, I mean, it's like, dude, you did nothing wrong, and you didn't, because you didn't try to kiss her with any bad intentions. And the moment that you did, and they said no, or they have a boyfriend, you didn't try to keep going. And even if they think that, it's still not worth your heart rate going up. Like,